Natural gas pipelines have a proven safety record. Damage by outside force, often by someone digging into a pipeline, is the largest single cause of pipeline failures. To help identify our pipelines, we use markers placed at intervals along pipeline right-of-ways. Markers display 24-hour emergency telephone numbers and might provide other identifying information. It is important for you to be aware of any pipeline markers in your community. Whether you're a professional excavator or a do-it-yourselfer, when you are planning to dig, always call 811 to have utility lines on your work site or property marked. By law, anyone planning to excavate is required to call 811 at least 2 working days before work begins. 811 will notify all member utilities to mark the approximate location of underground utility lines, including natural gas pipelines that might be in the construction area, at no cost to property owners. Once the utility lines are marked, it is important to dig with care and respect the marks while carefully excavating around them. The tolerance zone around marked utility lines is 24 inches on each side of the utility markings and the width of the utility line. No mechanical digging equipment can be used in the tolerance zone. Indications of a natural gas leak include a blowing or hissing sound, dirt appearing to be blown into the air, water bubbling or being thrown into the air, fire coming from the ground or appearing at ground level, a dry or frozen spot on the right-of-way, dead or discolored vegetation, or a rotten egg odor. If you suspect a natural gas leak, leave the area immediately. Do not use any type of phone, do not turn off or on any electrical equipment, and do not attempt to ventilate. Warn others to stay away from the area.
And from a safe distance, call DU and 911. Do not return until told to do so by DU personnel.
Property owners own the house lines, any pipe that extends beyond the meter to appliances inside the home or business, or to other locations on the property, such as pool heaters, garages, and other appliances. It's the responsibility of the property owner to initiate any inspection and necessary repair or replacement of house lines through a qualified professional, such as a licensed heating cooling contractor or plumber. If there is a buried house line pipe between the meter and your appliances, it might become subject to corrosion and leakage over time. Buried pipes should be inspected periodically.
Fire officials tell us safety first. Thanks for joining us. I'm Anita Blanton.
And I'm Tom Shadd. As people try to stay warm, there's an increased risk for flames this time of year. 10 at your size, Liz Kilmer has those life-saving safety tips. She's live in the newsroom tonight. Liz?
Yeah, Tom, Anita, this is the time of year when firefighters say they get more and more calls for fires caused by heating systems. Take it from a Norfolk couple I spoke to today after their chimney burst into flames. Now, fortunately for them, no one was hurt and their home was for the most part spared. Now, fortunately for you, there's a lot that can be done to prevent these types of fires.
Something went terribly wrong today.
Laurel and Bill Pond had just built their first fire of the season.
And then it went out. So we closed the glass doors. And my granddaughter was sitting here in the chair and she said, "Grandma, come here and listen to this." And it sounded like a jet noise.
A loud blast all the way up their chimney.
I ran out back and I looked up and and I said, "Everybody out."
Norfolk firefighters rushed to Prince Edward Way, quickly controlling flames.
This is the time.
As the temperatures drop and people look to heat their homes, Norfolk Battalion Chief Harry Worley says they get more and more calls.
We tend to see problems with heating systems and fireplaces and chimneys about this time of year if they haven't been maintained.
Maintenance, he says, is key and should occur at least once a year. The Ponts, who plan to have their chimney cleaned tomorrow, are wishing they had waited.
I figured we could get away with it.
A risk not worth taking, according to fire officials. Worley says it's also key to keep a distance from all heating systems and to keep an eye on them, too.
Just be careful. Try not to leave any kind of heating system, a fireplace or whatever, unattended, particularly gas logs. People will tend to run an errand. Go ahead and shut them off.
And the closer we get to winter, the drier homes get. Flames can spread fast. The Ponts feel fortunate things weren't worse in their case.
We have some damage to our home, but hey, that's all replaceable. Nobody got hurt.
Now, for folks who have gas appliances, make sure you have working carbon monoxide detectors. If you have kerosene heaters, fuel them outside, not inside. And regardless of what type of heat source you have, make sure your smoke detectors are working with fresh batteries.
Heating equipment is the second leading cause of home fires in the United States. More than 65,000 home fires are attributed to heating equipment each year. These fires result in hundreds of deaths, thousands of injuries, and millions of dollars in property damage. Portable electric space heaters can be a convenient source of supplemental heat for your home in cold weather, but they can also increase the risks of fire or electric shock if not used properly. Here are some tips for keeping your home safe and warm this winter. Before using any space heater, read the manufacturer's instructions and warning labels carefully. Proper placement of space heaters is critical. Keep the heater at least 3 feet away from anything that can burn, including furniture, curtains, bedding, clothing, and paper. Place the heater on a level, flat surface, but do not put it on top of furniture. Locate the heater out of high traffic areas and doorways where it might be bumped or knocked over. Electric space heaters should not be used in wet or damp areas like the bathroom. Never touch an electric heater if you are wet. Inspect the heater's cord periodically. Do not use a heater with a damaged cord. Plug the heater directly into a wall outlet. Do not use a power strip or extension cord, which could overheat and result in a fire. Do not plug any other electrical devices into the same outlet as your heater. Never leave an operating space heater unattended. Turn it off and unplug it when you leave the room or go to sleep. Do not use a space heater in a room where children will be unsupervised. Always unplug and safely store the heater when it is not in use. A proactive approach to space heater safety will help keep your home safe and warm when it's cold outside.